What's up, guys? It's Prestige Future here, and today's vlog is going to be about what I learned from my first NFL game. Guys, as you know, I went to my first NFL game in the month of December 2024, and I believe it was the 18th of December. Buffalo Bills versus the Patriots, and man, what an amazing game. So I just wanted to share my views with you on what it was like being a first timer going to a live NFL game. And yeah, I'm just out here outside today. It's one of my day in the life vlogs, so this is one of the parks that I like to come to and walk around. So I figured I'd share that with you guys. I'm filming from multiple angles so you guys can get a different perspective. But yeah, guys, so I've got a little cheat sheet here that I'm going to use. It's a little script that I pre-made for the vlog so that I can make sure I hit all the points for you guys, as I am a new content creator and I'm still getting used to getting over the shyness and the flusters and all that stuff. So I just wanted to make sure I had something here so I don't miss any key points. So the first question is about what was the build up to the game like. So my pre-game excitement and anticipation was pretty much, the hype really started in the car ride to Buffalo with my friend Kenny, listening to music and stopping out at a place called Stacked for breakfast. So I had like a whole itinerary planned. I may try and put that in the vlog and show you guys what it was like, but I may have to blackline like certain details like addresses and stuff like that. But I'll try my best to share that with you guys because it's quite interesting. But I basically had a whole itinerary planned, and the first stop after picking up my friend Kenny was to go to a place called Stacked, which is a very popular place here in Ontario, or I guess Toronto, Ontario, towards like Hamilton regions and all the way out to Niagara to get breakfast. So we stopped there. I had some breakfast sausages, some toast, and some eggs, and some hash browns. I don't remember if I have footage or not of that, but if I do, I'll try and put it in the video for you guys. So we did that, and then after that, we still had enough time to go over to Dollarama. Now, Dollarama is like the Canadian version of a dollar store, or like if you're in England, Poundland and all that stuff. So we went to Dollarama, and what we did there was just basically look around to find some like patio cushions, for like patio chairs. So we went out, we found some patio cushions because we were thinking, okay, the stand's going to be extremely cold. Buffalo was expecting to have freezing temperatures essentially, and the stadium is an open top stadium. So we basically had to prepare ahead of time to be out for at least 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours in the stadium in the freezing cold. So, and it was brutal. Let me tell you, it was brutal. Even though we were all bundled up, it was still very cold. So thank God we thought ahead, and we actually went to Dollarama and we found these like memory foam like cushions to separate us from the actual stadium chairs, which are like very cold plastic. And that was absolutely amazing. So thank gosh we stopped and did that. And then so after that, we went straight from the Dollarama over to our hotel. Now, we personally chose to stay at M Hotel. M Hotel is literally straight across from, what's it called here? It's straight across from the Walden Galleria, which is like, it's one of the big shopping centers in Buffalo. It's very popular. A lot of Canadians will travel across the border just to go and shop there. But that mall in particular has quite a lot of Buffalo Bills apparel. So we decided that we were gonna get the hotel there. It's very close, and then we'd have something to do in our spare time if we wanted to, just to explore around and get familiar with Buffalo again and embrace some of the local culture, which was great. Okay, so let's talk about the journey to the stadium. So the journey to the stadium, I mean, after a fun night filled with food, drinks and great rest, we ended up waking up really early in the morning in the M Hotel, and we decided to go downstairs and get some breakfast. And the breakfast that we had was the typical stuff. We had breakfast sausages, scrambled eggs, bread, fresh fruit, honey, and some tea. So that was lovely. It was actually quite nice, in my opinion. It was quite nice. and it's all you can eat basically. So you go, you help yourself, and you get what you want. So I really enjoyed that. And then after that, we ended up going over to the Walden Galleria Mall, which I discussed with you guys prior. The Walden Galleria Mall, like I said, has a lot of Buffalo Bills attire. So there's lots of fan apparel there. And we essentially started to look around there because I saw this jacket that I really, really liked, but they didn't have my size in some of the stores. So I was like, man, like I really want this jacket. Like I want to wear this jacket to the game. So we ended up going around the mall, and happy days, I found my jacket, which I will show you guys in the video at some point. I'll try and post it right here. We'll try and put it right here, a little clip with me in the jacket. But yeah, that jacket was really, really cool. I was so proud to be wearing it. Everybody was looking at us, like smiling, like cheering us on, seeing us wearing the jackets and stuff. So yeah, I was super happy to have all my Buffalo Bills attire. And then basically from there, we parked up, and as soon as we parked, we pulled into the car park. I remember there was like a lot of like vendor stands starting to set up because we got there quite early. So not all the fans were there yet, but there's a lot of like vendor stands setting up, putting out like their supply, the products, the foods. All the army guys, all the armored police and SWATs and everything like that was filling up the streets to ensure that everything is safe and professional, which was an amazing job, by the way. Absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to all the law enforcement that took part in that and was there to protect us and keep us safe the entire day. So that was really fun. And then, yeah, we basically took a roam around. At first glance, it was crazy. It was immense. Like, first of all, the old stadium is beautiful as it is, but there's a completely new stadium being built straight across from it, which was also phenomenal. So I can't wait to see the finished product of that. But yeah, so when we got there and we actually got out of the vehicle for the first time and started roaming around, it was like we got hit in the face with like this beautiful aroma. It was like grilled sausages and smoked meats and all sorts of stuff going on. You know, people are starting to set up their tailgates, and we're smelling everything. You know, they've got their little like bonfires outside their tailgates of the truck. They bring like these little like caged off fireplaces, or they'll even just build them on the ground in the car parks and just clean them up in the end. So that was really cool. We're seeing people bring out some meat smokers and all types of things and sharing out food. And I honestly think from my experience there, like the Buffalo Bills has got to have one of the best tailgates in the world. So that was amazing. And yeah, so from there we basically decided to roam around a little bit more and figure out where that smell was coming from. It was absolutely fantastic, and I just had to have a hot dog. So we found the hot dogs. I got a foot-long hot dog. It was a Polish sausage, and we got some grilled onions on there, some mustard, just like we loaded it up with everything. It was fantastic. It didn't last more than 2 minutes in my hands. I'm telling you, it was gone like that. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed the hot dogs there. All the vendors were extremely polite and friendly, so it was a really, really good experience. So yeah, then after that, we ended up spending some time in the pubs. We enjoyed some time in the pubs there, tried to mingle with some of the locals, get an understanding for the vibe and how everybody was. And even that was amazing. And we ended up taking a few shots. I believe we had some baby Guinness shots, which was my suggestion, a little English favorite. So we had a couple baby Guinness. I believe we had some tequila shots and a few Coronas. And it was absolutely fantastic. It was an amazing time. So we made our way over to the stadium afterwards. And by the time we got into the stadium, it was just like such a strong like aura. It was like what am I stepping into? You know, everybody was friendly. The security was doing an amazing job. The ticket check-in process was supremely easy. You know, just showed them the ticket, scan it, checked everybody's ID and everything, let you in. So that was amazing. And then, so I had pretty good seats. I'm going to try and put the seat listing in this video somewhere. I'm going to say like what seats I had because I don't remember it off the top of my head at the moment, but we were like very low down. Like I think like probably like the 11th row or something like that, or even lower, maybe like the 7th row from the bottom. So we're like right by the field, right behind the players. And it was absolutely fantastic. It was breathtaking. However, there are some caveats to that, but I will address that in a minute. So what I would say, if you're going to get bottom row seats, just remember when you're sitting in a live game, it's different from watching it on TV. When you're sitting in the live game, you've got the film production crews moving around in front of you and all sorts of stuff. And sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to miss something because they're on these big machines filming everything. And sometimes they cross your path and block your view. So that's a key note just to remember. If you guys are thinking of getting very, very low seats, some of you may not like that and some of you may not mind. Right. So again, inside the stadium, we had an incredible crowd. It was absolutely fantastic. And once that American anthem started playing, my God, the passion, the adrenaline, everything around us was just phenomenal. The Air Force flying over, what an American Air Force that is, man. It was just top quality. Everything was timed and perfected. It was absolutely stunning. All the fireworks, the energy, the crowds, the atmosphere, it was amazing. It was enjoyable, and it just really got the adrenaline surging and ready for the game to start. The pre-game show was phenomenal. Watching the players get on that field and practice, really putting the effort in to warm up properly before the start of the game, and laughing around and joking with each other, and even touching base with some of the opponents, and shaking hands and all of that stuff. It was fantastic to see the absolute top caliber and professionalism between all these top tier athletes. And let me tell you again, like the warm-ups, like they take it seriously, guys. They take these warm-ups seriously, and it gives you a good little glimpse as to how the game is going to kick off and how it's going to start. You get a chance to see who really is hungry to win this game. And I got to tell you, both teams in this game happened to be very hungry. It was a very tight game through it, beginning to end, and it was just phenomenal. I think the final score was like a differential of maybe 3 or 4 points. So, and I'll put the final points somewhere on the screen here. But it was absolutely phenomenal. Such a close game, and every team was just gritting their teeth, all the way through. So I absolutely loved it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the stadium actually had some phenomenal hot chocolate. I believe it was actually a Tim Hortons in there. So we got some hot chocolate cups, and we sat down in the stands with our hot chocolate just before the kickoff. And oh my God, it was the best thing because it was so cold in there. It was like, man, what the heck are we doing out in this cold? But man, it was so worth it. It was honestly so worth it. So yeah, get yourself a cup of hot chocolate if you're going in an open stadium on a very cold day. Do it before you sit down, because once you get to your seats, you're not going to want to get back up and trek through everybody again. Right. And guys, so I wanted to touch base on some more of the stadium atmosphere as well. We had a lot of people that were really dressed up, trying to get on the stadium cameras, which was really interesting. We had a lot of people completely shirtless, like painted their bodies and everything with the sports appeal on them, and it was just insane. I was looking at them thinking how is this guy not freezing his ass off? Because it was probably minus 13 outside, and the wind chill was absolutely berserk, and I just couldn't understand it. But they did get on the stadium cameras, which was a plus for them. They were going insane. But yeah, it was just really interesting to actually see that in-person experience, because when you're watching it on TV, sometimes it's almost surreal. I think you feel are they paid actors or what? What's going on? But no, these guys were just genuinely absolutely insane. Standing out there for 2-3 hours completely shirtless. Guaranteed you they probably got pneumonia. God forbid, but I guarantee you more than likely they have done. So that was very interesting to see as well. Right, let's go into the actual game itself, guys. So during the game, I was super impressed because I was specifically going there rooting for Josh Allen and James Cook. I'm a former running back myself, so getting to go and watch James Cook play and get a heap ton of rushing yards was absolutely phenomenal. He really carried the team that game, and I was just super proud as a former running back myself to see James Cook step up to the plate and really show his team what he's about and pull them in through, the finals of the game. So that was absolutely phenomenal. Great job to you, James Cook. The field was very cold, so You know, the dynamic there was quite rough, and I think there was a few rough passes, unfortunately, but he took time on the sidelines to recollect himself and gather himself. I was watching him. He was consulting his coaches and his team members, his staff members, and he went back on that field and they dominated and they pulled out through for the win. So it was an absolute fantastic game. The win in the end was so thrilling, and it really just made my time worthwhile as well, because, you know, the first game experience, you obviously want your team to come out on top, and they did. They really did. So I was super happy with that. You know, like I said, no better feeling than watching the team that you're rooting for win, you know, right in front of you. So what a phenomenal experience that was. I was so excited actually throughout the game. There was moments where I was like screaming. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, to the point where I was starting to lose my voice, and I was like jumping up onto the stands, like onto the actual stadium chair behind me, trying to get a better view and like trying to see what's going on and cheer them on and make sure they saw that they were being supported. It was just an absolutely phenomenal experience, and I couldn't tell you like anymore. I couldn't possibly tell you anymore how great it was. It was just phenomenal. I want to go to an NFL game like every year, at the minimum, every year. It was an awesome experience. Everybody was super polite. I didn't see any sort of like fighting or altercations or any race-related incidents, nothing like that. Everybody was super warm and welcoming there, and it was a phenomenal time. The next one is, guys, can you address some of your reflections on the experience? Yeah, totally. Like, I pretty much felt like I was having an out-of-body experience. I felt like I was watching myself in awe. Like, I felt like I was watching myself like jump up and get on the chairs and scream and all that stuff. It was just so much adrenaline that I just couldn't I couldn't compose myself, you know. Like, I remember I had some girls beside me, and they're looking at me like, yo, this guy's like a hardcore fan. He's crazy, because I was like shifting around left and right. Like, I felt like I was in the game the whole time. I thought like it was like having flashbacks of being back on the field myself. So it was absolutely phenomenal. And let me just address, so you guys don't get the wrong idea. I didn't play pro. I played for Team Ontario, and I played for Durham Dolphins here in Toronto, Canada. So just so you guys know, if you're wondering what my football background was, I've never played pro, but I played a high-level rep sport. And at my time, I was quite known within the industry, if you want to call it that. So yeah, I had a really good experience. I trained with a lot of people, like Corey Boyd, Andre Jury, who I still try and keep in touch with every now and then. So that's just a little bit of my background and my experience within the football side of things. But yeah, it was just awesome. Any final thoughts? What was my favorite part of the entire experience? I mean, like I said, just seeing everybody get along, everybody like teaming up together and cheering on for the same team. Even the opposing team was very friendly with us. You know, we were all having drinks and laughing together, so it was just a top-notch experience. Any recaps? Well, one final thought I could say is, listen, that definitely inspired me. It humbled me, and it gave me some aspirations for the future. I really want to position myself in life to where I can take my future kids to an NFL game at least once a year, man, because it's just such an awesome experience. And as you guys know, like, game days are always Sundays, so it's just a great like family experience. You get to go out and have that time with your kids. So yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm really aspiring to achieve. Some last notes and tips that I'm going to give you guys. Plan ahead. If you guys are going to an NFL game, check to see what the stadium is like before going there. Just a simple Google search will do. Check and see if it's an open top stadium or if it's a closed top stadium, because that will let you know if you're going to be exposed to the weather conditions or not. And then you can kind of plan your attire based off of that. And believe me, when it's cold, you need to dress warm, because it's just brutal. Those open top stadiums, they tend to have some wind stream coming into the stands, and it can be rough, it can be brutal. So plan ahead. What are my plans for the future and my goals for the future? Well, yeah, like I said, guys, that whole experience really made me feel like I want to be able to go to an NFL game at least once a year. And I think with that said, my biggest goal is probably to go to one home game for every single team in the NFL at least once in my lifetime. So that's one big goal of mine, and I hope I can achieve it, perhaps with the help of you guys subscribing to my channel, leaving a like and a comment below. So thank you for watching this video, guys. I'm super thankful for you guys tuning in. And again, this was what I learned from my first game watching my first live game in the NFL. And yeah, I hope you'll join me on another one. Thank you for watching my lifestyle vlog channel. This is the park that I'm in again. Maybe next time we'll go on a bit of a walk through some of the trails and we'll have another chat. But thank you guys. I'm gonna sit here, have a little bite to eat, grab myself some McDonald's. So actually, why don't we extend the show a little bit? I got my McDonald's here. Why don't you join me for a little bite? Perfectly salted fries. I'll share some with you guys here. All right, guys, got my McChicken sandwich here. And actually, while we're still keeping the vlog running, why don't you guys drop a comment right now, leave a and let me know what your favorite thing to order from McDonald's is. What's your go-to order from McDonald's? Absolutely nothing better than this right now. All right, guys, I'm getting cold now. I'm gonna end the vlog here, start packing up, and head back to the studio, and we'll start editing the footage and get this vlog up for you guys. Right. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe and drop a comment below. Cheers.